Hey, let me hear you say something dope, man. So this Bam Bam, you watching Dante's Boxing Nation or Bam Bam Reels?
I'm gonna do the one with a girl walking there like. The girl walking. This is Deontay Boxing. You're watching Boxing Nation.
he done did one of the model intros. No,
that's why you like
Dante's Boxing. That's my intro. That's my new intro right there.
That's badass, alright?
That's badass.
You're watching Dante Boxing Nation. Stay tuned.
Hey Canelo, if the WBC asks you to either fight Golovkin next or give up the belt, what do you do?
I'm ready.
You ready? So we're gonna see Golovkin in May or what?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
There it is.
You know, me and Al Haymon working hand in hand. There's only 3 fighters that's in boxing right now that's probably not working with me and Al, and that would be Cotto, Pacquiao, and Canelo. And as you know, I fought all 3 of those fighters. But you know, every fighter, you know, basically boxing is ours at this particular time. So I knew, you know, if you want to be in the business, you have to come through us.
So you think the Al Haymon PBC train is going to be like the NBA, the NFL?
It's not really the Al Haymon PBC train. I mean, it's you know, we're one. It's safe to say. There's no different from somebody saying TMT and somebody saying Mayweather Promotions. It's all the same. Mm-hmm. It's all under one umbrella.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, a couple days ago, Floyd Mayweather, he did an interview where he was basically talking about promoters and saying how they don't care about their fighters. He was talking about Oscar De La Hoya. He was talking about Bob Arum. Then he started to talk about the Canelo versus Golovkin situation. Now, he says something that I myself disagree with. Matter of fact, it's interesting because me and Ego, we were talking about this situation a couple days ago now, and I was busy. I didn't have time to report the news, but Ego had just uploaded his video talking about it. And as he told me about the article with Floyd saying this, I cut off Boxing Ego for a quick second and I said, well, when it comes to that Canelo Golovkin part of the interview, I don't agree with that at all. And Boxing Ego said, oh yeah, the same thing with my video. He said that was the one part of the interview that he didn't agree with. The reason why I bring this up is just to show you guys that before we had even talked about the situation, we seen it the same way. That just goes to show you that when people like us report, we don't go off of just trying to say what people want to hear. We go off of what actually makes sense, okay? And that part of the interview, it didn't make sense. Now, for you guys who didn't hear exactly what Floyd Mayweather said, let me go ahead and just quote some of this that Floyd Mayweather said. Quote, once again, the thing is this, you're supposed to care about the man's physical well-being. But it's obvious in today's time, in the fight game, a lot of promoters don't care about nobody but themselves and what they can get. In my opinion, Oscar De La Hoya only cares about himself. In my opinion, Bob Arum don't care about no fighter. He only cares about himself. That's just my opinion, and as a man, I can express and speak my opinion. It's called freedom of speech. Now, I'm just going to scan through this real quick and just read one of the biggest lines when it came to Floyd Mayweather talking about the Canelo versus Golovkin situation. Quote, why is the promoter rushing and trying to throw Canelo right back in the ring with another rough and tough fight? End quote. I'll put the entire link of the interview in the description box so you guys can read the entire script. But for now, let me go ahead and give you my thoughts. I'll give you my whole take on this interview and what Floyd Mayweather had to say. First of all, when I first read this script, I thought that Floyd Mayweather was going a total different direction when he started off saying, you know, these promoters, they don't care about their fighters, etc., etc. I was kind of surprised when he went into the direction of basically saying that, they're trying to rush Canelo into fighting Golovkin, another rough, tough fight, etc., etc. I'm going to tell you guys why I believe Floyd Mayweather said this about Canelo Alvarez. If you guys go back to the clip of the interview that I did at the beginning of this video, listen to what Floyd Mayweather said. Floyd Mayweather said, "We pretty much have everyone signed to our company except for Canelo and a couple other fighters," right? Notice he said that. And notice he said Canelo's name in particular. What do you think he meant when he said that? This is just my opinion. I believe Floyd Mayweather, along with Al Heyman, these are brilliant businessmen, right? And I believe that Floyd Mayweather, he said this as a way to basically reach out to Canelo Alvarez and say, look, man, they're not treating you right. Why don't you come over here to Al Heyman Promotions / Mayweather Promotions, and we'll treat you the way you want to be treated. I mean, if you think about it, doesn't that make sense? Because realistically, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to say Canelo Alvarez, who's 24 years old, 25, whatever he is, old enough, right? This man is considered, now he's considered a 3-time world champion, okay? He's the middleweight champion. He has 40 plus fights. He just came off of a great win over Canelo Alvarez. Keep in mind, Golovkin is damn near 34 years old. He's not getting any younger. And realistically, it only takes a very special fighter to go to age 40, 45, and 50 like Bernard Hopkins and still be very effective and be very dangerous in the ring against top-notch opposition, right? So with that being said, I think it makes more sense that Floyd Mayweather is only saying this because he wants to sign Canelo Alvarez to Mayweather Promotions / Al Heyman, PBC, whatever you want to call it. Remember, also in this interview, Floyd Mayweather, he said something that a lot of people I don't think knew. Floyd Mayweather said, oh, Al Heyman Promotions and PBC, Mayweather Promotions, it's all under the same umbrella. Floyd Mayweather, his exact words, he said, there's no difference than saying Mayweather Promotions or TMT. It's all the same thing, okay? So I believe this is the reason why Floyd Mayweather said this. Because, see, this is my whole thing when it comes to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo knew that when he fought against Cotto, he was going to have to negotiate with the mandatory challenger, Gennady Golovkin, if he were to beat Cotto. This is something that Canelo already knew, all right? It's not like this is a surprise. And it's not Oscar De La Hoya that's doing this. It's the WBC president that's doing this. If it's up to Oscar, Oscar already made it clear that he doesn't want Canelo to fight against Gennady Golovkin anytime soon. Oscar already said that he wants it to marinate for another year or two. All right, so it's the WBC that's basically enforcing this upon Canelo Alvarez. It's just as simple. If Canelo is not ready for Gennady Golovkin, just give up the belt. Give up the belt, and when you're ready to fight any opponent and the best fighters in the world, then you go back and fight for that belt again. But for now, if you're not ready to be the middleweight champion of the world, that means the entire world, then you might as well give up the belt. You guys heard the question I asked Canelo. I asked him a direct question. If it were up to you, and the WBC, they told you to either fight Golovkin next or give up the belt, what do? He said, I'm ready. Okay? That was what Canelo said. He said that he's ready. All right? So I believe, this is just a ploy to possibly sign Canelo Alvarez. And I think it's a smart move from Floyd Mayweather and Al Heyman. because these guys are very smart businessmen. You have to understand something right now. What Al Haymon and Floyd Mayweather are doing together, they are taking things to a whole nother level. To sign that many fighters, to have that many fighters happy to be signed with you, right? We've seen fighters in other promotional companies that are suing their promoters. They're not happy. They're doing interviews saying, I want out of this contract. We've seen that, right? You notice we never see anything like that with Al Haymon or Mayweather Promotions. We never see that, right? You notice that when it comes to a lot of these fighters, you're seeing some of the biggest purses that you've ever seen fighters get, right? I mean, Al Haymon is on a whole nother level right now. I mean, I heard Jim Lampley promoting his TV show on the last fight that I watched, and he said one of the biggest stories on his next show is going to be about Golden Boy Promotions' comeback, right? The comeback of Golden Boy. I mean, just think about how that sounds for a second. Come back from where, right? It's basically saying that Oscar De La Hoya or Golden Boy Promotions, they've been basically losing to who? Al Haymon's promotions, basically. And now they're going to try to come back and get back in the game. So this is just letting you guys know how successful Al Haymon and Mayweather have been. So I believe this is really the gist of why Floyd Mayweather said this about Canelo versus Golovkin. I mean, I don't know if Canelo would ever leave Oscar De La Hoya because Canelo, he's been pretty loyal. And once again, like I said, this is just speculation. This is just my own opinion. But if this is the case, it would be pretty interesting to see Canelo go with Al Haymon and Floyd Mayweather, because we know how many opponents would be available for Canelo. But then again, I don't know if Canelo would be willing to get in the ring with those monsters over there in the PBC stable. I mean, you're talking about Eric Walker, who just beat the undefeated Chris Pearson. You're talking about the Charlo brothers. I believe they're signed with PBC. I mean, there's just so much talent when it comes to the junior middleweights when that are signed to Al Haymon. So, like I said, that's my opinion, and that's pretty much all I got on the matter, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Daryl, I kept calling Deontay too. Daryl,
Everything Darrell.
Darrell, every name.
Real to real. Yeah. You just trying to find something to rhyme. I got you.
I don't know, dude. I was just calling for everything.